In this video, I'm going to show you the secret that 99% of players missed, including me. And I made a chapter 1 secrets video, but unfortunately didn't know that there were even more that I can find. But that's because the secret was located in chapter 2. I couldn't have known that. Furthermore, this secret is possibly the most missed out of them all. But what it leads to is one of the best weapons and transformations in the game. So strap in, folks, because this is going to be a good one. By the way, there are more secrets in chapter 2, but I'm not going to get into all of them. I'm sure there are guides on YouTube telling you everything to do in this chapter, but I just wanted to showcase the ones I feel are the best for me. Now, like the video if you're hyped about what I'm going to show you, and subscribe for builds, guides, and discussions. Let's get into it. Okay, I know what some of you are thinking. Righteous, you're late to the party. This is all the way back in chapter 2. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this secret may be early, but it relates to so much more, all the way to chapter 5 even. And you'll miss out on so many rewards if you skip this. So, here's where you begin. This keeper shrine called Valley of Despair. Remember the father and the son fight? Then you fought the prince that crawled up the rocks and ate his father? Well, there's a wall right here. You can break it by using the Wandering White Spirit. How could anyone have known this? I mean, it's just a wall that looks like some design. It's crazy, right? But after I broke the wall, and if you go in, there'll be some loot to attain that's crucial to everything else going forward. Open the chest and you'll get the legendary key item called Loong Scales. Now, here's where you find out there's another secret in chapter 1. If you head back to the Forest of Wolves and go to that waterfall, remember this one right here? Then interact. After getting the Loong Scales legendary key item, the waterfall will dry up and allow you access to the passageway. This takes you to the first of the 4 Long brothers. This boss is relatively easy. If you get him vulnerable, he'll sit there and allow for you to hit these electric objects on his back, and eventually they'll just explode and deal massive damage. So this boss is pretty simple. And upon defeat, he'll give you the Boson Sensor Curios and a Long Pearl. In chapter 2, there's another waterfall but made of sand. Same thing happens here. Interact with it and the sand will fall and clear the way, allowing you to access another area where you fight Black Long. Now this is another reason why I love the pillar stance, because like so many attacks that bosses do, you can evade them by just sitting on your staff. There's another way you can do it, by standing on the rocks while he performs his ground pound attack that can kill you if you don't dodge him, but those rocks can break if you stand next to him while he attacks you. Anyways, this boss is a little bit more difficult than Red Long, but you can get through it if you time your dodge rolls just right and make sure you capitalize on the attack windows that it gives you. His name is Black Long. Now after you defeat him, the 3rd Long brother can be found later on in chapter 3 at Turtle Island, specifically the Bitter Lake Keeper Shrine. Head down this hill and he'll be sitting right there next to the tree. And he's way tougher than the previous 2 bosses, but I'm confident you can defeat him. I just had to go aggressive with this guy, you know, hone in on my thrust stance, capitalize on my skills, and capitalize on my spells like Immobilize and Cloud Step, and I was able to take him out too. But the 4th and final Long brother, Yellow Long, can be found in chapter 4. As you progress through, you'll eventually find him at the relief of the Fallen Long Keeper Shrine. And when you talk about these boss fights, I know they're difficult, but when it comes to Souls-like games and just these games in general where there are a lot of boss fights, you'll notice that there's a pattern to their moveset. Sometimes they mix it up, especially in the second half of the fight when they get increasingly more difficult, but the pattern stays the same. You just have to recognize which one they're going to do at what time. And once you do that, evade accordingly and take advantage of the damage windows. And I have to say, he is the most difficult out of all the 4 brothers. But when you beat him, he'll give you the best transformation so far in the game. It's called the Golden Lining. This is a complete outlier compared to the other transformations. Like, let's take Ashen for example. I love that. The burn that he deals as he slashes the enemy and the fire breath. But if you notice, that mana meter goes down really fast. When I transformed into the Golden Lining, this thing stayed up forever. Whenever I'd perform an attack, even the special attack, it didn't even look like the mana bar was going down. Plus, he interrupts bosses' attacks and deals a great amount of damage over time. So you're going to want this transformation. It's what he gives you by default after defeating him. He also gives you the materials that you need to craft the best staff for pillar stance. It's called the Golden Loong Staff. Now, this applies to Thunderbane after a 3 or 4 focus point charged heavy. Also, you'll have the capability to craft the Loong Scales set, which applies Thunderbane autonomously plus grants thunder resistance. But here's the thing, this drove me crazy because you cannot craft the Golden Loong Staff quite yet. Yes, he gives you the materials you need in order to craft it, but you need one more item. And you'll have to get this from chapter 5, where you defeat this boss, the Dusk Veil. I know, it's a pain, but it's so worth it. But beware, because if you beeline to him, then you'll miss out on 2 boss fights. And then you'll have to wait until NG Plus to fight him. I was too excited and so ready to get that staff, I didn't care. It's cool because now it gives me even more of a reason to play it again and do some of the things that I missed out on. But yeah, that's it fam. Please share anything else to help players watching this video about secrets you may know in the comment section. And if you want to see an awesome build I made specifically for this staff, then here it is. But that'll do it for this video. If it helped you out in any way, then drop a like. Also subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.